Hornets football, Coach Sanders here. Now we're going to go through our keys to a successful defense. Hopefully by watching this video a few times, you'll have a better understanding of what we're trying to do on defense. So just running through these 15 points here, the biggest thing about defense is being patient, not overreacting, and not letting a player get around you or behind you. We need to try and keep everything in front of us. If you notice, some of our offensive plays are based on their defense not being disciplined by overreacting to one side of the field or the other, or biting on a reverse, getting faked out on a reverse or a fake throw. We are hopefully going to have better discipline on defense and not get drawn into those types of situations. Other teams are going to try and run the similar plays against us. But if our defenders can stay in their area, then we will have a much better chance of stopping their plays. So to do this, we talk about needing to stay light on our feet, always moving around inside your zone, and always looking at the ball. We always want to be watching the ball. Just because a ball was handed off to a certain player, don't just start watching that player. Again, keep your eyes on the ball, because that player might hand it off to another player in some sort of a reverse or trick play. When we're trying to make a flag pull, we always want to get in front of the runner. We want to stop their momentum and slow them down so that the rest of our defenders, the 2 or 3 people around you, can come over and swarm the defender, and you guys can all help them. There should be at least 2, if not 3, Hornet defenders near every flag pull. That's the sign of a good swarming defense. Okay. Again, we need to watch the ball and react to the ball. We need to make sure we're not getting fooled on a reverse. Staying disciplined is very important, and this is especially true for the safeties that are going to be at the back of the defensive alignment. We have to stay on our side of the field, defenders. Just because you see a ball carrier running to the left or the right side of the field, don't run all the way over to that side of the field to help them out. You need to stay in your half of the field in case it's a reverse, so that you have, again, discipline and still have protection on that side of the field. Okay. We need to keep in mind that once the ball is handed off, this is point number 6, once the ball is handed off by the opposing team, once the quarterback hands it off to the running back, every defender on the line of scrimmage can cross the line of scrimmage and go pull a flag. If we can pull flags behind the line of scrimmage, resulting in them losing yards on a play, that is terrific. So don't feel like you need to wait for the defender to come to you. If a handoff occurs, go get the ball. Go get that ball carrier. It's much easier to pull a flag when that ball carrier has not reached their maximum speed yet, when they're at or behind the line of scrimmage. Okay. We're going to take small, quick steps. We're going to keep our bodies low, bend our knees. Hands should be up by our waist and ready to pull the flag. When we get ready to pull a flag, we're going to keep our eyes on the ball carrier's hips. A lot of times ball carriers will use cuts and spins. Okay. So keep your eyes on the hips or the belt of the flag when going for the flag. Again, get in front of the runner. We're really trying hard not to dive for a flag. If that's your only way to pull a flag, then go for it. But if we can use our feet and get in front of a runner first, that's definitely what we want to do. Always want to try and use 2 hands when pulling a flag and reach for the top of the flag, right below the belt. We worked on this in our first practice. Excuse me. We need to know the right angle of attack. So instead of running to where the runner is, we want to run to where the runner is going to be. So that means maybe taking a deeper angle of attack towards the sideline to get a runner. And we do want to use the sideline to our advantage. We cannot push a runner out of bounds, but we can force a runner to run out of bounds by running alongside of them and kind of angling them out of bounds. Very important that we don't let anyone get behind us. By getting behind us, I mean an offensive person running past you on defense. Okay? If they start running past you, you need to backpedal and or turn your body around and go with them. It might be a pass play, and we need to make sure we keep that person covered. It's very important, this is point 14, this is very important that on pass plays, and we know it's a pass play if the quarterback keeps the ball, and we really know it's a pass play if the quarterback starts to bring the ball back in a throwing motion up by their head with the intent to throw. Then all defenders should start to backpedal and keep the wide receivers in front of you. If and when the ball goes in the air, we can go get it. So then all defenders can start running forward or running towards the ball, again, in your zone, with the attempt to try and jump in the air to catch the ball, intercept it, deflect it, which is knocking it to the ground. Keep in mind, in this league, quarterbacks cannot run. So if you see the quarterback with the ball, and it's behind their head, there's only two things they can do: either throw it or hand it off to somebody else. Okay, so we need to be prepared and not get fooled and tricked on a deep pass to somebody who's gotten behind us. Okay. As far as our specific defensive alignment, we run something that we're calling the 5-2 defense. 5 of our players are going to be linebackers lined up on the line of scrimmage. The middle player is called the middle linebacker, and he will be the rusher. In this league, only one player is allowed to rush past the line of scrimmage, and that player cannot do so until the referee is counted to 3. So you will hear the referee go 1-1000, 2-1000, 3-1000. If you are the middle linebacker, once you hear 3-1000, you can cross the line of scrimmage and go get the ball, even if it has not been handed off yet. So if the quarterback still has the ball, then that one middle linebacker after 3 seconds can cross the line of scrimmage and go get either the quarterback or the running back or whoever has the ball. Once the ball has been handed off, then any linebacker can go across the line of scrimmage. Okay, so that's the key difference there. Okay, the middle linebacker is the one responsible for penetrating the line of scrimmage, basically trying to cause some chaos back there for the offense and getting lots of flags pulled for a loss. Okay. And then finally, like we talked about, once the quarterback hands off the ball, any player can rush past the line of scrimmage and make a flag pull. Okay. The other 2 players who aren't the 5 players lined up on the line of scrimmage, they're going to play a little deeper, and they're going to act as safeties in case any runner gets past our front 5, or in case there's a passing play that has gone over the heads of those front 5 defenders. Okay, those 2 safeties have a lot of ground to cover. It's very important that the safeties stay disciplined on their side of the field. If they know it's a running play, safeties can come up and help on the running play, but they need to be very careful because, again, some running plays can start out as running plays and then turn into reverses. Okay. Again, keys to our successful defense are going to be movement. Your feet should always be moving. If we're just standing there, then we're going to get burned for a big play. The ability to determine if a play is a run or a pass. Okay, very imperative that we recognize a passing situation so we can drop back into the coverage. Okay, very hard for just the 2 safeties to cover an entire football field behind us. Okay. Remember, if the quarterback's arm does go back for a passing motion, everybody needs to react by stepping back into coverage. Okay. Everybody needs to stay in their relative zone or area of responsibility. Okay. We do not want kids drifting around the field thinking that they're helping by running 2 or 3 positions over one way or another. Okay. A good offensive player may do a quick cutback or a spin and start running up the other side of the field. That's why we need to have our players stay in their area of responsibility so we don't get burned for a huge gain. Okay. Key to a strong defense is going to be trusting your teammates, helping them out but staying disciplined and in your zone. Okay. Guarding the sidelines is an absolute must. The offensive player, just like we are, is going to try and get a run up the sideline. Okay. We need to guard and protect that sideline. That's why we're going to spend so much time working on that angle of attack. The linebackers, the middle linebackers who are guarding the sidelines need to stay very disciplined and protect a big run up the sideline. Basically, we're trying to keep everybody in front of us, but we're also trying to flush the ball carriers back into the middle of the field where there's more defenders to help out. Okay, so if we can keep everybody in front of us, and if we can flush people back to the middle of the field, we'll have a very, very solid defense. Excuse me. Okay, as far as the actual lineup goes, this line going across here is the line of scrimmage. Again, their center will be here, their quarterback will be here. They might have 1 or 2 running backs back here, and they might have 3 or 4 wide receivers lined up. Keep in mind that the football field is 40 yards wide. So we have 5 players on the line of scrimmage. That means that each player is going to be responsible for about 8 yards of coverage from side to side. So think of that, players, what 8 yards looks like. That means 4 to 5 yards to your left and 4 to 5 yards to your right, knowing that there'll be some overlap between the player next to you. Okay, 4 to 5 yards. That's 4 or 5 big strides if you're in a full out run. Okay, so that's the type of area that each player is going to be responsible for. Again, the middle linebacker, the arrow here, this is the defender that upon the 3-second count can cross the line of scrimmage and go and hopefully cause some chaos back here and get some flags for a loss. Once the ball is handed off by the quarterback to a running back or anybody else, any player can cross the line of scrimmage. Okay, so you'll see that each of these 4 linebacker positions will need to protect both their right side and their left side of their roughly 8-yard zone. Okay, we're also, as far as depth goes, each of these positions needs to cover about 7 to 10 yards of depth. So it's pretty much, almost think of it of an 8-yard by 8-yard square that each of these positions are responsible for. Behind that, we have our 2 safeties, okay, that are there to help in case a runner gets by this front line or in case it's a passing play that goes over the heads of that front line. Okay. Again, safeties need to stay disciplined on their side of the field. Safety 2 should never cross over to this side of the field. Safety 1 should never cross over to this side of the field. Okay. Linebackers 1 and 4 in particular need to do a very good job. If a running play is happening to their respective sidelines, make sure you're in front of that runner and that you do not let them get by you on the side. Try and make that runner either run out of bounds or make that runner cut back towards the middle of the field where then linebacker 2, 3, or the middle linebacker can come and help. So if I'm a runner that runs over here and makes a cut back, then by the time I've done that, hopefully linebackers 4, 3, and the middle linebacker have swarmed around me to contain me and tackled me. If I'm a runner running over on this side, hopefully the middle linebacker has given chase behind the line of scrimmage. Linebackers 1 and 2 have collapsed to try and keep that runner contained in front of them and tackled over here. We cannot let a runner get around on the side. If it looks like a runner is going to get by linebackers 1 and 4, safeties, you have got to come to the sideline to cover, okay, and help out. If that looks like it's happening, if it looks like a runner has gotten by linebackers 1 or 4 on either side of the field, safeties need to come protect the sidelines. Linebackers 2 and 3 need to take angles of attack backwards to go help out and guard that sideline as well. Okay, so this is our basic defensive lineup. We'll probably use this for most of the season. If we do run across a team that is passing a lot and is taking advantage of the fact that we're a little overloaded on the line of scrimmage, we very well may drop one of these linebackers back into some middle coverage or deep coverage. But again, that's something that the coaches will go over during the game as it's going on and developing. All right, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, let one of the coaches know. Thanks a lot.